Vanquish, another game developed by the publisher/company called Platinum Games, was directed by a man named Shinji Mikami. He also directed other games like Biohazard 1 for Capcom, God Hand, and Evil Within. I haven't played the original Biohazard, but the remake for that game is pretty good. I also haven't played all of Shinji Mikami's work. I've heard a lot of his work about God Hand, and that IGN did a bad review on it many years ago. But hopefully one day I'll get to play that game, God Hand. Now, on to Vanquish, which I've been showing in this video. This game is the most different one I've shown on the channel, since I never covered a third-person shooter before yet. Vanquish is different in the genre, as it is a hyper-fast, adrenaline-filled game. It requires a player to use a slowed-down effect called AR mode in the middle of dodges or while skating across the battlefield to shoot enemies fast while moving or getting into a more favorable position. This mechanic of slowing down time is possible due to the main character Sam's augmented reaction suit. Similar to most third-person shooters like Gears of War or Uncharted, you can cover behind terrain to avoid enemy fire, but the game wants you to think about is how to use AR mode to quickly dispatch of enemies. You also get several different weapons which are all inserted in one gun that transforms into the one you want. Very convenient and also very cool looking, along with Sam's suit. The game isn't easy, it is quite challenging. The game also has bosses, which are pretty cool, but after you fight some of them for the first time, they're repeated enemies that become regular, similar to a game that you see in God of War, but then there are also bosses where you maybe would fight them and then they come back later and you fight them again, but the boss is different the next time you fight them. So there's that with Vanquish. Now that's a bummer, but the gameplay was done great in Vanquish. The story, however, is where the game is not the greatest in the slightest. You play as a former football player named Sam Gideon, who was a soldier working for DARPA along with his operator called Elena, in charge of stabilizing his suit and being good intel for him and his crew out in a war trying to protect the civilians guarded by the US. As the US Army is currently in the war with the Russian army, and the Russian wants America to give in to his demands, but the president basically said no, and you basically wage war on them. Now the story is split up into short chapters, or as the game calls it, acts, and well, you basically go to place, killing enemies and not caring a damn much about the story. For those really into story or want a character to be like that intrigue for them, for like games like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, where they're like that character of intrigue, but the story is so crazy, but you just enjoy it because the character is just enjoying themselves. There is no character of intrigue in Vanquish. Sam is not that character, and that's just a shame. Very focused and serious all the time. I mean, but there is some one-liners and funny lines here and there, and I was thinking in the beginning of the game, because it started off with the characters bickering or whatever like that, and I was like, alright, this game seems like it's gonna be pretty sick in the story as well. But the gameplay obviously is great, but the story is, is pretty disappointing. Like I said, you go from place to place, the characters are saying, well, we gotta go take out this enemy base or whatever. And then, alright, and then the characters finish taking out that enemy base, and you're like, alright, we did it. We gotta go somewhere else now, guys. And there's basically nothing, and it's cut short, and we're in a new place, and there's a cutscene, a very expensive cutscene, I'll give you that. And the game looks fantastic. But like, story, huge letdown. What the game should have focused on was Sam's life and how was his experience after his injury with the football thing, how he became this way. Like, he needed this augmented body to be able to be like a soldier, fit for being in the army. Like, I want to see that. I want to see emotions, a character arc, but there's nothing like that in this story. There is a little bit of an arc between him and his commander, which is his Mr. Irons or whatever, but like, you know, and him like sacrificing his soldiers and stuff like that. But like, there's nothing really to grab onto story-wise, and there's no like character arc, nothing challenging Sam and like his ability, because like pretty much he's basically skating across the freaking terrain, freaking shooting. He's doing a better job than the other soldiers, you know, aside from his commander that has like robot arms. But like, yeah, again, story could have been way better. The game should have focused on Sam as a person and how he is dealing with his life of being like a cyborg with his AR suit, you know, that the scientist that created it for him is making him wear, and he needs it for battle. You know, there's nothing to grab onto in Sam's mind as a character. But overall, hope you enjoyed the video, and hope the video got you at least interested in Vanquish, thinking about checking it out. And I'll see you guys later. Adios.